All right, listen, that thing got crazy right there. Technical difficulties happen. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully, everybody's feeling absolutely amazing. Welcome to another episode of Grow, Live, Dream. I am your boy, LeVar Robinson, and this is my brother, T. Hutton, the motivator. And today, I'm super excited to talk to you guys about this topic. But what's up, T. Hutton? How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm doing really, really good, man. Excited to talk about this topic today myself. As you know, we've both been kind of really getting deep into that cryptocurrency market. So, we've really been getting into that. And I think this is amazing, just like the concept of how those principles that you deal with investing really reflect off in life. So I'm excited to talk about this, man. You were saying how the weather was out there, and comparison to here, I'm jealous.
It's amazing out here right now. I'm gonna let you know.
It's been gloomy and rainy for the last few days. And the craziest
Really?
part about it, you remember growing up in Louisiana that it would be super rainy and super cloudy, and then all of a sudden the sun would come out, and then you just couldn't breathe because it'd be so muggy. And that's how it's been here recently.
You know what the funny thing is I actually just got back from Gulf Shores, Alabama, and I never knew that there were beautiful beaches in Alabama. I had no idea. So to all the listeners, if you get a chance, visit Gulf Shores, Alabama. I know when you think about Alabama, you probably like, what in the world? Beaches? I promise you, some of the most beautiful beaches there are. But let's go ahead and do a little house rules real quick. What up, Gerard? How you doing, brother? What's up, Herschel? What's happening with you? And to everybody else, welcome once again. Make sure that you comment. Make sure that you share. Get in this conversation with us, y'all. We in this thing together, and we're going to build this thing. Let's talk about it. Are you playing the crypto market of life? We already know what's going on in the crypto game right now. A lot of people are stressed out. Stressed out to the max, right? That they weren't expecting for that quick drop to happen, but that happens in life as well, doesn't it, T. Hud?
Definitely happens in life. Unfortunately, too often times we get blindsided by things. We see life and it's on the up and up. It's going and going and going, and it's going the right direction. And we are excited. We are ecstatic about life. And all of a sudden the bottom falls out. Like you didn't see it coming, and you wasn't prepared for it because you were so excited about the energy and the love, and everything was going right in your life. And everything is going so good that when the bottom falls out, you're blindsided. That's how the pandemic hit a lot of people, LeVar. Like I've talked to people just on life coaching and things of the sort, and it's like everything was going good, man. I just got a new promotion and everything. Everything was going great. I just moved to a new city. Perfect example, right here next to where I live, they built the new American Airlines like home office, right? Well, they transferred a lot of people from out of state here. They said approximately 60,000 families was moving to this area because they were moving the headquarters for American Airlines, and then the pandemic hit.
Wow.
And if we remember how many airlines had to lay off masses of people. And it's like everything was going great, and all of a sudden the bottom fell out. And that's how it's going in the crypto market, and that's how it is in life.
You know what, the crazy thing about it is that there's so many different stories. There's so many different lessons in this that we can learn, right? You hear a lot of people talking now saying that, hey, look, this is a little bit of a lesson that sometimes you may have to take the quick gain and then come out, right? Get your profit, and then jump out of whatever you're investing in and invest in something else, right? But sometimes we try to hold on to things way longer, places, and things way longer than what we should. And it ends up hurting us in the long run. What's up, Letitia? How are you doing, Queen? Thank you very much for joining us and everybody else who's joining us. So if you're familiar with the crypto market, or if you feel like there's been something in your life that you might have should have let go a long time ago, and some things in your life that you probably should have kept, I want you guys to put a 7 in the chats right now.
So when I start to look at this crypto market, and let's be honest, it has been going crazy since the beginning of the year, man. Like we're seeing crypto reach heights that nobody expected it to ever hit. We're seeing millionaires being made.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, those millionaires that are being made, that made of, like LeVar said, hell on too long, is now losing millions of dollars. People who was once not even considering themselves to become a millionaire are millionaires that are now finding themselves back in the same boat in what they started in. I think when I look at this, I look at people who were looking to achieve something and they kept holding on to it for so long that they missed a lot of opportunities. LeVar, we've heard the joke about the man that's waiting to be saved, that's sitting at a house in the middle of a flood. You remember the joke where they say, like, how many times do I need to send you help before you get off the roof?
That's right.
and I think that's what happened to a lot of people, that they were waiting on the tide to continue to lift them higher and higher, and then all of a sudden they found themselves drowning.
I mean, and a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that in life in general. We have so many different opportunities that come our way, right? One of my favorite sayings is opportunity doesn't go away, it goes to the next person.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of us that allow opportunities to come in our life, and we miss it because we're so focused on maybe something we should have let go a long time ago. And all of the signs were there that you needed to let it go. Right. But you were holding on. You're holding on without even paying attention, because at the end of the day, that's what we have to do. We have to make sure that we're paying attention to what's going on around us. We got to make sure we're paying attention to the market. We got to make sure we're paying attention to the people that are around us. We have to make sure we're paying attention to the things that we're doing, because sometimes things can be changing right in front of your face. And because you're so focused, you miss it.
You know what? I want to change the word you're using right there, if you don't mind. I would like to change that from focus to fixated.
Ooh, hey, I'm with it.
And the reason I say that is because I don't want anyone to feel like you shouldn't focus on things. And we're not telling you not to hold on to hope, but what we're telling you is don't fixate. Don't get so stagnant and holding on to something thinking it's supposed to come about a certain way. Let's say you're looking for your next level, and that's in business, in your relationship, in your life, your education, and you're thinking it's only supposed to happen one way. If this is going to happen for me, it's going to happen just like this.
Just like.
And the fact of the matter is, there's so many different ways to get to your dreams. There's no one right way to get there. But the problem is we fixate on the path that we think we should be going down. We fixate on what we think the opportunity is, and we miss the other opportunities. We have our blinders on.
Well, here's the interesting thing about it is there's so many different opportunities that are there. Right? Some opportunities take more than the next opportunity. So sometimes we can be fixated, or sometimes we can be focused on a particular opportunity, but give a little bit of attention to something else. That's paying attention to what's around you. That's when you're not fixated, you're focused, right? But sometimes we get overly fixated on things and we miss it. Now we understand, right? We're not just saying that it's wrong to be overly focused sometimes. But what we're saying is pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. That way you don't put yourself in a position to miss opportunities that continue passing you by. Y'all heard of the acronym POUR, passing over opportunities repeatedly, right? So, and just like sometimes you have to let some things go, sometimes you are letting them go too fast.
Yeah, because look, if we look back at it, we say that Bitcoin made these millions and millionaires, right? Well, guess what? Some people let go too early. Here's a funny thing. Let me tell you this. So Bitcoin in 2018, it spiked out around 10,000, right? $10,000, $16,000, almost $20,000, and it fell. And it fell quickly, and it fell very low. It fell down to 3,000. So you went from making 20,000 to 3,000, and people were selling off like crazy. Like, oh, hey, the Cinderella story is over with. We need to get off right now. The train is not going to make it to the destination that we hope for. And they jumped off quickly. I'll be honest with you. I was in a cryptocurrency at one point. I made a lot of money fast, and it started to fall off. And I was like, whoop. Abandon ship, right? But the problem
Right.
with that is I abandoned ship too early.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, I made money, but I didn't make the money I could have made. And that's the same thing a lot of people with Bitcoin is saying now, that they could have made way more money if they had just held on in the slump.
Mm-hmm.
That's a word for somebody. If you just hold on in the slump a little bit longer, don't fixate, but hold on in the slump. Be aware of everything going around you. Take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Look around, look for additional opportunities, but hold on in the slump, because you might be going through a slump for a reason. LeVar, we talked about this before, the slingshot concept. Oftentimes for something to go forward, it must be drawn back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you think of a slingshot, or if you think of a bow and arrow, you think of archery, the first thing you must do is be pulled back before you can be projected forward.
That's right. That's right.
And,
Now,
and the further you come back, the further you go.
come on now. And the amazing thing about what you just said is this, right? When we're talking about that slingshot, when you're looking at that, that can be looked at in so many different ways. That can be looked at as taking a step back and actually taking a good look at what's going on, because I can promise you more times than not, and I love the fact that Herschel and Letitia said stick and stay, right? But more times than not, people jump without actually researching and getting the facts of what they're jumping from, and vice versa. Some people jump in without getting the facts and the research of what they got going on. Now, I'm that guy. Like, I ain't even go front. Like, I go with my gut a lot. I go with my gut. I'm like, I'm jumping, right? And then I figure out, you know, what's what. But something that I've learned in my life is there has to be a level of risk taker in you. In order for you to get to where you need to go, in order for you to get to those heights in life that you deserve, you have to have a level of risk taker in you. If you don't have a level of risk taker in you, you're not going. It's not going to happen, right? Because as soon as you realize that most people are not going in the same direction as you, it's risky. Oh, no, I'm not going that direction. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my money in that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that, right? That's what happens. But when you put yourself in a position to where you like, hey, look, some people may not see what I see. And that's what happens. I'm jumping. And those people that jump are generally the people that end up getting where they need to go. Talking about Bitcoin. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about crypto in general. You have a lot of people who don't, they just see it as being risky. But a lot of people are just like, hey, look, I'm gonna give it a try. You got people that just gave it a try with Bitcoin that became millionaires. See how? Yeah. You got people that they have stories of people who gave their all, I mean their last, the life savings, and became millionaires. Now, I'm not telling y'all to do that. These are not financial tips. We're trying to tell y'all to go buy nothing. We got to make sure you say that. We got to make sure we say that, T. Hutton, because somebody going to go do something and they're going to be like, wait a minute. Them boys at Grow Live Dream told me. That's not the scenario.
Not what you've been told.
And you have to have risk taker in you in order for you to get to where you deserve to be.
Well, let's go a step further, LeVar, because I like to be able to address those people who might say the Grow Live Dream told them to go invest. There's this thing called a personal portfolio.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here's the funny thing about it. People don't really look at this the right way when you think of personal portfolio, because of your personal portfolio, for a lot of people, they just think finances.
Mm-hmm.
Your personal portfolio is your total being as a person. So if you haven't done the research, if you haven't prepared the portfolio properly, you can't make an informed decision on investing.
Mm-hmm.
Grow Live Dream, we're not telling you that you need to go out and invest in anything particularly besides one thing. And we will always tell you to invest in that, no matter what the situation is, and that's yourself. Because see, if you go out and invest in yourself, you spend a little money, do a little bit more research, get a little more training, get a little bit more knowledge under your belt, you'll find something to financially drive you that will make you more money. But you got to be willing to put the research in, put the time in, and invest in yourself. When I look at your personal portfolio, I ask you, how much are you investing? And most people say, well, I put in $1,000 last year. I put in $1,500. And I'd be like, well, first off, that was cheap because you only put money into your investment. If your portfolio only shows money and you ain't putting no time into yourself, you ain't invested nothing worth investing. If you show me where you put your time, I'll show you what's worth it.
What does that look like? No. No, you didn't have to stop because you preaching now. Like, what does that look like? Does that look like meditating? Does that look like reading books? Does that look like buying seminars and conferences based around personal development, based around the direction that you're looking to go? See, a lot of people. I spoke with somebody not too long ago. It really blew my mind. They were like, I can't stand these people that got all this knowledge and they don't want to give it to you for free. Blew my mind. Like the whole conversation blew my mind. I was like, well, why do you believe they need to give you the information for free? Somehow that person was entitled. They had an entitlement complex to where they thought that in order to get where they need to go, people should give it to them for free. You won't even do the free things for yourself that you could be doing, but you want somebody to give you something for free. Listen, y'all, we got to be willing to invest. I tell people all the time, you are not the millionaire that you need to be yet in order for you to have those millions. So you got to grow into that person. You got to be willing to grow into that person. You got to be willing to go find that person. You got to be willing to put in the work in order to achieve that level of person. But if you're not willing to find that person, if you're not willing to invest losing sleep, see, that's another way of investing, right? Losing sleep because you're putting in the work and you're so excited about life. You're not willing to do that, right? See, when we start talking about what you need to do to be able to invest in yourself, then we got to really be looking at this thing from the perspective of, I got to make sure I do everything in my power to make sure I'm investing in the next level in my life. What is your crypto?
When someone says that they didn't give it to me for free, I challenge anyone to tell me anything in life that you really found that is for free. Because let's be honest, the knowledge that we have that we give you right now on this show cost us something. It costs us our time. It costs us our money. It costs us our energy. It costs us someone something. Nothing is for free. And look, let's be honest. Even if you want the information, if I didn't charge you for it, it's going to cost you your time to get the information. If you can't sit down and listen, if you can't invest your time into you, look, Herschel said it down here. He says people are scared to invest in themselves.
That's right.
You know what's interesting about that is the fact that they're scared to invest in themselves because they're worried about the return on the investment. If I put this much time in myself, am I going to get a return on my investment?
Am I good enough?
Am I worth investing into? The answer should always be yes to that.
Oh, yeah.
You should never question, are you worth investing into? Should I put the time into studying this? Should I put the time into bettering myself? The answer to that question is simple. It's yes.
Overwhelmingly.
Not sure, not okay, but yes, a definite. Always invest into yourself. Always put in that energy. LeVar, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Each day you wake up, you do something to invest in yourself. Am I right?
I have to. I mean, I understand the direction that I'm going and I believe where I'm going. And I believe that a lot of people have a scenario where scarcity is bigger to them than their dreams. Their fear and scarcity is stopping them from even investing in themselves because truthfully, deep down inside, they don't believe that they're good enough, even if they get the information. I mean, I've seen people now let's not get it twisted. I've seen people invest in stuff and not even go through it.
Yeah.
I've seen people take time out their schedule to do something that would have helped them and half-assed it.
Yeah. Hey, I want to rewind something you said, though.
Yeah.
When I asked you the question, you said, I have to. You didn't say I want to, I should, I could, but I have to.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mindset that you must have. Have to doesn't give you any other options.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no other options. Like I could, I probably should do it, but like maybe tomorrow. No, when you wake up and you say I have to do something, if nothing else get accomplished today, I have to do this. Guess what you get accomplished today? That. Period. Like if you wake up and you say, you know what? Watch this, LeVar. This is what's awesome to me. This is how I look at things. If you woke up today and you said, hey, I need to accomplish this. I got to get this done. If not, the rest of my life means nothing. I can die and nothing ever been accomplished. If you start putting pressure on yourself like that, guess what you'll start doing? You'll start accomplishing things. If you say that this has to be done, A, B, and C has to be done before I can go to sleep. If you like sleeping, guess what you're going to have to do? A, B, and C. I don't care how much you like sleeping, but if you stop yourself from going to sleep because you haven't accomplished those things, guess what you're going to do? You're going to accomplish those things. You're going to stop putting stuff off. Procrastination is a disease.
Woo.
I don't care what nobody say. Procrastination is a disease.
So here's the thing. A lot of people are afraid of pressure. A lot of people are afraid of pressure. And I remember you did a speech. Love that speech. And in that speech, you let them know that it takes 725,000 pounds of pressure in order to create a diamond.
Yeah.
725,000 pounds of pressure in order to create one of the most precious gems there is. Period. Yet we're afraid of pressure. We're that scarcity allows for us to not even try to do things like crypto or the stock market or start a business or invest in whatever it is, because we don't want the pressure that comes along with it. The possibility of losing it is always going to be there, because you can't lose nothing you ain't never received.
Yeah. Hey, let me go a step further with that. I want to challenge someone to look at it like this. You go to the store, LeVar, and
I gotta give a shout out to Letitia and Herschel. They've been in the comments giving nuggets real quick. Go ahead, man. I had to. My apologies. I'm like, listen, Letitia and Herschel, they up in here getting it. All right, go ahead, man.
But you go to the store and you buy a bag of coal, right?
Mm-hmm.
To barbecue. Bag of coal, few hundred pieces of coal, and it costs you $7, $10. Maybe you buy the expensive one, you pay $14 for a bag of coal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that a bag of coal has the same composition as as a diamond. The only difference between that lump of coal and a diamond is the amount of pressure that it withstood.
Come on.
So the potential is there to be a diamond, to be a bag full of diamonds. And a bag full of diamonds is not going to cost you $15.
But wait a minute. You just said the potential is there?
The potential is there.
Wait a minute.
That means there's too many diamonds walking around as lumps of coals that we come in contact with. I'm going to call them like I see them. And I joke about people like, hey, man, that is a nice lump of coal right there. Like I see the potential in them. But they are unwilling to go through the pressure, so I know they're going to always be a lump of coal. Let me take you another step further, LeVar.
Come on, let's go. You had to turn around with it. Hold on.
I had to wait and come back to you with it. And look, here's the funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lump of coal and a refined diamond, the one we all see and want, that gem we want, that flawless gem we want, there's a stage in between where it's a rough diamond. But see, even that rough diamond before it's refined is worth more than that lump of coal.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many rough diamonds there are compared to smooth and refined diamonds?
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody that's been going through enough pressure they didn't turn into a diamond, and they just don't know that they're a diamond yet because they're still kind of charred and dirty. But they have already turned into a diamond. And the thing is, you haven't refined yourself. But for too many people, they're walking around and they're just that lump of coal because they were unwilling to go through the pressure.
Listen, so in other words, what I hear from you is this. When things seem hard, in order for me to be that diamond, I got to go ahead and push through. I got to go ahead and allow that pressure to continue forming me. When I feel like I need to do something, but I'm afraid to do it, I got to go ahead and push through. Because on the other side of that is a diamond or that rough diamond that's creating. And I got to continue going through it in order for me to become that diamond, in order for me to be and be formed as that person that other people want to be a part of, that other people want a part of. Listen, see, so many of us are not even doing that right now, T. Hutton. A lot of us, we barely cold. We barely cold about here. We barely cold because we don't want to do the things that we need to. We're afraid. We're afraid to fail. We're afraid. Why should I do that if I'm going to fail anyway? But don't you know that even failure compounds? Wait a minute. Experiences compound regardless of whether you want them to or not. Experiences compound. You become smarter. You become harder. You become one of those people that's like, hey, look, I done already been through the storm. I done already been through some failures. I done already had some letdowns. I done already experienced some tears. I done already experienced the sweat equity. Oh, I'm way stronger than those people that didn't experience any of that. Talk to me.
Say another word again. Compound. We know what another word is for compound. Pressure.
Boom. Let me put a 7 in the chat right now if y'all are hearing something that you can use, because if you can't use this, listen, y'all shouldn't even be watching this. Y'all need to understand. This is real talk right now. We talking about pressure. Come on.
And when we look at this, let's just really put this into perspective. Because, see, I know a lot of times we use we use these abstract things to make a point. What does pressure really look like in your life? Pressure looks like making decisions that are difficult. You know what? I want to grow in my career, but I can't get to the next level unless I invest, unless I go out and take on some additional coursework. But I have a family and I got kids and I don't have the time to do it. Pressure is giving up a few hours of sleep to do that homework at night. Pressure is listening to those books on audiobook as you ride and commute to work instead of listening to Steve Harvey in the morning. Pressure is taking yourself out your comfort zone to put yourself in a better position. Pressure is saying that I want to be in a better relationship, but I'm not willing to change what's going on in my current relationship, because oftentimes we're leaving relationships looking for a better relationship instead of fixing the one we're in. See, pressure means you have to sometimes look at you and say, what am I doing that I can do differently?
What am I doing that I can do differently? And what am I going to do to continue becoming the best me? I think I might have froze up on my side. Go ahead, T. Hutton.
No, man, you said the best me, and I'm thinking you already know that's my hashtag. Best you possible. Right. What are you doing to become the best you possible? We're talking about this from the perspective of the cryptocurrency market. Sometimes you buy high, you sell low in stock. Sometimes you buy low and sell high. But at the end of the day, you're doing it for a reason. We're looking for a return on our investment. Same thing with yourself. You got to look for a return on your investment and ask yourself, am I making a sound investment? Look at your personal portfolio and say, am I making a sound investment? Did I do the research to determine what's the best investment for me? What's going to be investment for my family? What's going to be the best investment long term? What does that best investment look like? And when the pressure comes, because it's coming, I don't care who you are, where you started at, and where you're trying to get to. Even if you don't want to grow, guess what? Pressure is coming your direction. There's nothing you can do to get away from it. There's nothing you can do to get around it. You're going to have to deal with it one way or another. Either you're going to collapse under pressure and just be that piece of coal all your life, or you're going to handle the pressure. You're going to grow your PSI, your pressure, and you're going to be able to become a diamond. And you might have to do a little bit more refining before everybody sees and realize your brilliance, but it's there.
So here's the interesting thing, T. Hutton. Here's something that's very, very interesting, and I want everybody to understand this. See, just like your money can grow in the stock market, or your money can grow in the crypto market, just like your money can grow like you very, very small percentages. That's how that decision to continue reading those books, that continue to continue expanding your mind, to continue being around the right types of individuals. You have to brainwash yourself into knowing where you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to be. You have to brainwash yourself. See, what we do is we run around here, T. Hutton. Oh, man. We run around here listening to everything that's not feeding our mind over and over and over and over and over again, and we wonder why we're not growing. We wonder why we're not becoming the individuals that we know we deserve to be. We wonder why when we wake up in the morning, we're thinking about music, or we thinking about women, or we thinking about maybe money, or we thinking about all these other different things like that. But when you are constantly around people that are going to push you, when you're constantly reading books, on webinars, different conferences, being around the right energy, being around the right nuggets, being around the right knowledge, when you're constantly around that, you can't help but think it. You can't help but think it. You wake up with it on your mind. You wake up like, man, I'm about to invest some more. I'm about to invest some more. Yes, I am going to say, ain't nothing wrong with listening to whatever you want to listen to, but what are you listening to the most? What are you listening to the most? I promise you, you change that, you start changing you. So we had 31:57. Listen, my computer was over here going in and out. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let you go, then I'll close out.
Okay. Well, in closing, I would say this. Like LeVar said, there is a growth that happens, and it grows incrementally. And just like Bitcoin, where everybody's seeing, they thought it wasn't going to be a good thing. It stayed low for quite a while. 2009, it opened up, and there's this one point where they was trading for, less than a penny. And now it got up to heights of $60,000, but it took a while to get there. Somebody right now is developing themselves in the dark. They are that bamboo tree, that Chinese bamboo tree. They're developing themselves in the dark, and you're out there and you continue to water yourself. And you've been watering yourself for years and years and years. And everybody see you watering yourself, but they're not seeing any growth. But see, the thing is, they don't see what's growing in the darkness.
That's right.
And like that bamboo tree, they see you watering yourself for those years, that 3, 4, that 5th year, you finally break ground, and they finally start to see a little growth. But what they don't know is that bamboo tree has the ability to shoot up overnight. You have the ability to shoot up because you've done so much growing in the darkness that you've already expanded your roots, and you already have everything you need possible to grow the heights that they couldn't believe. And they didn't see it happening, but you knew you were happening. You knew it was happening. You was investing in yourself in the dark. You were investing in that small bit of cryptocurrency, which is you, in the dark. And in the time when it matters most, you broke through to the light. And now everybody is seeing you and they want a piece of you. The good news is you are finally there. But if you're still watering yourself in the dark, don't give up on you. Continue to fight through the pressure. Continue to become and refine the diamond that you are. And one day, everybody will want a piece of you.
Listen, I don't really got much more to say than that. I drop mic. Drop mic. Listen, y'all, we appreciate y'all for taking the time out your schedule to get on the line and get this investing with us, right? Invest in your mind, invest in your life, invest in the decisions that you have moving forward, because you have the ultimate decision. It's your ultimate choice to continue building. Make sure that you're utilizing every aspect possible to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself as though you were that crypto, as though you were that stock. Invest in yourself. Find ways. Like, you know what? I don't care if I'm not investing in anything else. I'm going to definitely make sure I'm investing in myself. We gave you guys multiple ways that you can invest in yourself. Multiple ways. They weren't all money. So if you're serious about really getting to that next level, getting to where you deserve to be, prove it to yourself. Don't worry about proving it to anybody else. Prove it to yourself. Because just like crypto, if you don't invest, you don't get nothing back. Just like stocks, if you don't invest, you don't get nothing back. Just like that business, if you don't put the money and the sweat equity in, you can't expect for it to grow. You can't expect for it to go anywhere it's supposed to be. But it's supposed to be. My belief is this: if it's on your heart, God put it there for a reason. You got to make sure that you water it, water that seed, allow it to grow, allow it to be that bamboo tree, and push you to that next level. Are you playing the cryptocurrency market in your own life? You answer that question. We appreciate you guys jumping on. Once again, this is our amazing show. We absolutely love you guys. We're running up on our 100th episode. This is Grow, Live, Dream. I'm your boy, LeVar Robinson. I almost said I was your boy, T. Hutton, the Motivator. And this is my brother, T. Hutton, the Motivator. We will holler at y'all. Y'all have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. See you next time.